Hey, my name's Jack Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we've got a major update on the EPC stuff. This has happened a lot faster than I was expecting. We've got dates on the new EPC rules and when they're going to be rolled out. Some of that's positive, some of that is negative. We've got an update on how much you've got to spend. That's potentially good news there. We've also got an update on if you've done work already. Does that count towards the amount you've got to spend as well? And we've got an update on how they're going to work out the new EPCs. Now, this is not law yet. This is now going to start moving forward, though. So they've got the framework of what they want to discuss, and that's what I'm going to give you here. I've also got a brand new ebook on this, which if you click in the description, you'll be able to grab the new latest updated ebook with all the new rules, what to expect, just to make sure that you are ready for this when this rolls out. Now, before we jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done before, do make sure you subscribe to my channel over there and hit that bell notification. We give you all the latest property news as and when it happens. I'm talking EPC, I'm talking leasehold reform, renters' rights, and all of that stuff. And let's make sure we get some views on this video. This is an important video. Lots of people need to know what's going on. And your part in that is easy. All you need to do is smash like, tickle like, do something to that like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And that really does help the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that does that. So, EPCs. This was unexpected to me, if I'm honest. It's been a bit quiet on the EPC front. They haven't been talking about it much. The EPC rules were going to roll out under the Conservatives and they backed off at the very last minute. That could happen here still, but this is slightly different. They have improved it. Slightly better for landlords, but slightly worse is the fact that they seem to be moving some of this forward. So I might be wrong. I think that they won't necessarily get all of this implemented by 2030, and I don't think that necessarily all of this will actually roll out, but we will see. They look a bit more serious about it now. So this is a part of something called the Warm Homes Plan. Now, what's interesting is they don't really care about warming up massively the homes that people own. It's only rented properties, which if you're all about a green agenda, what do you think about that? Now, you can warm your home up if you own it. There will be some grants and stuff like that to help get things going. But ultimately, I find a lot of those grants, you do end up with contractors that just overcharge. So it kind of counters that anyway. So here's the thing. The 2028 deadline, which was going to be on new tenancies, that's gone. That's good. So the initial draft that we heard about before Christmas was saying that by 2028, any new tenancy that starts in 2028 would have to be at an EPC level C. Now, the standard they're still saying is going to be around a C. I'm going to talk about that because they're changing the EPC stuff here. But they're saying that this will roll out by October of 2030. So a lot more specific now. It's not just 2030. They're saying October of 2030. So here's what they're saying. EPCs will become more detailed and more influential. So the data that they get from those EPCs, they will be able to make more decisions on future policy. They will get much more information out of it. Because a lot of you agree on this, including myself, the EPCs aren't quite fit for purpose at the moment. Here's an example. You may have heard this already. Those of you that haven't, I'll recap quickly. So I own 2 flats in a block of 4 properties. And I used to rent one of the flats above that I don't own with a friend when I was like 20. And I know that landlord well. And I know that that property has a D, right? And that property hasn't done particularly loads of work to make it more insulated. However, my property below, I did a full back to brick refurbishment and insulated the property, built stud frames with insulation in them, added double glazing into that property, got a new boiler into that property, and I got a D, which was very frustrating. Now, I'm not got a problem with the landlord above getting a C, but I've got a D, and I know that my place is significantly warmer because I used to live in that flat below the one that I own as well. So I've lived in 2 of the properties in that block, and that was freezing when I lived in there, and now it's toasty warm. So that's one thing. So yeah, the goal is to be more detailed and more influential. And they also will be gathering energy data in this calculation as well. And that will be used more aggressively in future regulation, they're saying. Now, that worries us a little bit. So you're going to change all the EPC stuff. And before you've even changed it, you're already talking about future stuff changing as well. Are the goalposts going to change again? We'll see. Are they going to make it that you've got to get a C and then 10 years later you've got to get a B? Who knows? They're saying landlords who prepare early will have more options and lower costs. Now, that's true, because there are going to be grants. There are going to be stuff like that that they talk about in the consultation process that we'll see, and we'll be updating you on the channel as and when that happens. And contractors will be more available at the moment. If you leave it till 2030 in September, there's going to be loads of contractors struggling to get this stuff. So what's changing? More granular EPC metrics. It's not going to be an A to G rating anymore. They haven't said what it is going to be, but it's not going to be A to G anymore. So it might be a score or something like that. This is a good one for me. Stronger quality control of the EPC assessments and assessors. Just so you don't get these totally wild variations in grades. The flat upstairs is D, the flat downstairs, which is warmer, is a C. You guys have all seen that stuff as well. I'm sure some of you have got multiple properties that you own a portfolio, and you've got one that's a C and one's a D, and you've done exactly the same stuff. It doesn't make sense. So it's going to be much more regulated how that gets through. They're also going to use the EPC data more to make more future decisions. And also they're going to look at how often you need to renew an EPC. That's not good. So what we're saying in here is that right now you've got to get an EPC every 10 years. That's probably going to come down. I bet you they bring it to like every 2 years, or if it was 1 year, that would be crazy. You don't need to do it like a gas safe. But who knows? Who knows? So here's the new EPC metrics. And so first off is going to be your energy efficiency score. So you're going to have an energy efficiency score. You're also going to have a carbon impact score. You're going to have a running cost indicator. That's good. Because, like I said, my property, the one that's a D, they don't use much electric there to heat it because it's efficient. And so looking at the bills and the historic data which they get from the energy provider might make me go up to a C finally on that. And they're also going to look at fabric performance. So I'll go through all of these. So this is a lot more that they're going to look at here. Now, with all of these things, your EPC is not going to be 100 quid, I don't think, anymore. Sounds like it's going to go up to 200 or 300 quid at least. So we'll see what providers do there. So energy efficiency score, what does that mean? It's basically how well the property uses energy. That's what they're going to look at there. Carbon impact score, they're going to look at emissions linked to heating and power. So that's going to come off your energy bill, like how much carbon does that put into the environment. The running cost indicator is going to be the estimated energy cost. So they're going to look at 12 months of bills. And maybe that will go onto the score and be on Rightmove. So people can see, well, this property here took £2,000 to heat for a year, and this one took £1,000 to heat. That's going to help make tenants make decisions, surely. And fabric performance is how well the building itself retains the heat. Remember, if you want all of this, is in the ebook. So go and grab that while you're here. So yeah, that's important. So what they're saying is don't start thinking in terms of getting to a C. You need to look at all of the overall stuff here. So a few more bits. So EPC, how long it will last. It is 10 years. That's going to drop. We haven't got the data on how much that's going to be yet. We already have something called the minimum energy efficiency standards. That means you've got to have it as an EPC E at least to rent it out. That might stay the same, but there'll be a calculation of that. So whatever the equivalent of an E in is potentially will stay the same, but they might penalise us if we don't get to the version of the C. So that's what we've got to look at there. And that's the stuff that's changing. There's a few other bits that we've got to look at here. So some more important bits here. Money, that's what you want to know. So they were saying, Labour was saying for months and months and months, landlords are going to have to spend 15 grand minimum doing these properties up. The 15 grand has dropped to 10k. Now, what I want to know, and we've got to keep an eye on this, if you use a grant, does that equivalent of the grant? They say, right, we're giving you a grant for a new boiler, it's worth 5 grand. Does that count towards that 10? If it does, that will make a big difference. And I think a lot of landlords will just get stuff done then. Here's another really good thing. This is good. And so they are saying that it isn't just going to be the 10k here. It's going to be a maximum of 10% of the value of the property. So what does that mean? So 2 things here. The north, this benefits you massively. So if you've got a 60 grand house in the north, the maximum you will have to pay is 6 grand, right? Now, say you've got a £1 million house down south, you're not going to have to pay 10%, you're going to have to pay 10 grand. So 10 grand is the total top cap. So if you've got a property in Chelsea or Kensington, you're only going to have to pay up to 10 grand. But this does work better for the north, and they've clearly listened there. So there is some pros in this. The pros are the costs have come down. The date has been pushed back significantly. It's pretty much 2031, isn't it? The unknown is all of this stuff, right? How's this all going to work? And these are the things that I think are going to delay this, because they're going to have debates on this, like they did with the Renters' Rights Act. They're going to be figuring out in Parliament, hearings on this, hearings on that. I think it's just going to take longer to be sorted out than you think. And the last thing is that any work from October last year to today or going forward, so you can start the work now, but if you did some work last year, which some of you have, which is good, that can count towards that 10k. But it's got to be work that's improving the energy efficiency. So look, this came out as a bit of a surprise to me. They've been dragging their feet on this, but it is out. It isn't law. It needs to get worked through. This is the framework that they're working through now, but this is more likely ultimately what we might end up with, and it's better than we were expecting. So that's a win in my books. Let me know if you're a landlord, as this stands, which is, it's going to be, 2 things are going to happen. It's either going to be very close to this or not happen at all, in my opinion. If it goes through like this, would you still leave the market? Because this is the next biggest fear for landlords, is this EPC stuff. Would you be leaving the market? Let me know in the comments below. Or would you be staying in the market? Let me know in the comments below. Do make sure you like the video and check out all the other content as well on our channel, including this video right here.